Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be doing a prom look. I have done one video so far where it's like a special event type of look, whatever. But this is actually a prom look, something that you can use for prom. I know that I do have a couple clients next week for our Grand Leches prom, and I was kind of like thinking about what I actually would have done, like if I would have got my makeup done now for prom. A really classic look that you can do no matter what your dress is, no matter what your hair color is, yada yada. So I have a couple products here that I want to use, and yeah, so if you want to hear me stop rambling and go on at this, then please keep watching. I'm going to start with the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I've been going back and forth lately on how I want to prime my eyes. I feel like everyone does it different, and I don't know. I feel like this works well, like using a concealer as opposed to a eyeshadow primer. It works better because it kind of like hides all the veins and the discoloration, as opposed to a primer. It's just going to be, I mean, if you get the colored ones, those work, but this is going to work well for actually hiding all of that discoloration. Sorry, I'm like so out of it. And of course, like the most beautiful day when I'm filming, so I'm like, outside. Like I see a bird and I'm like, I want to be outside. Okay, so to set the eyes, I'm going to be using this Rimmel Stay Matte Powder. You guys know I love this. I talk about it every day. I'm always using it, and I'm just taking a big fluffy brush. I have no idea where this is from, and I'm just pressing that on my lid. You don't really have to be too precise with this part, just throw that stuff on there. Now the reason we put a powder over is so that it does not crease and get all into our lines, and you get a nice application with the eyeshadow. So for eyeshadow today, I have a ton of my little, I'm so scared these are all gonna fall, some of my fun little shadows that I want to use. So I'm going to start off with this look using the shade Peach. They're all peach. Soft Peach by Anastasia Beverly Hills. And I'm going to be using a Morphe M441 brush. I'm so all over the place today. This color is going to be one of many transition shades, so you can kind of be messy with it. I'm just going to be fluffing that little guy all into my crease. Now, we put these on just so it is a good base. I know it's like you think there's so many steps, but it really does help to have different layers of your base. I just feel like it's kind of like, it gives you more of like a dimensional look. Next, I'm going to be going in with the shade Orange Soda by Anastasia as well. It is a little bit darker than the other shade, and I'm going to be focusing that just in the crease now. I do think that this, you can focus a little bit higher. Since we're going to be layering a lot, you want to make sure this is higher up so you can still see the focus of this color. If you guys don't already have this Morphe M441 brush, it is the bomb.com. It's really tapered, so I feel like it can get like in the littlest corners, but it is so fluffy that it blends everything out really well. Okay, so next I am taking the shade Fawn. This is also by Anastasia. And I'm going to take, let's take a different brush. Let's not be too much here. I'm going to take an e.l.f. smudge brush, right? Like a domed smudge brush. And I'm going to be focusing this just in the outer corner. We're going to be taking a lot of these colors and focusing them in the outer corner, but I'm just going to be building that a little bit. Now it's okay if you get into the inner corner, like if you slip up, it's okay. But I like to focus this more, so and kind of fan it outward, and then we'll take our blending brush and blend that all out. I kind of figured like you might want to see my face a little bit closer if you're going to try to do this. So I am just taking that same Morphe brush, and I'm actually going to take a little bit more because I feel like it isn't picking up a lot of that color, and just doing circular motions on the outer corner. And I'm going to do the same thing to the other eye. So I'm just taking this Anastasia blending brush and just softening that out. You know the deal. Next, I'm going to take this shade, if I can get it out of this palette. This is the shade Caramel by Anastasia. It is a little more of like a toffee color. Honestly, you guys, some of these steps aren't really necessary. You don't have to do all these, but I'm going to be doing this, like going over it with like 1,000,001 different shades. That's just how I like to do it. So next, I'm going to take this shade Cocoa Bear. This is by Makeup Geek, and I'm going to take that same e.l.f. smudge brush and focus that in the outer corner again, because Why the heck not, right? I wonder if you guys are gonna get sick of me saying that. Probably. I'm sick of myself, so. Next, I'm gonna take the shade Rich Brown. This is by Anastasia. This is a very dark rich brown, so pretty self-explanatory. And this I'm gonna actually just kind of pack. I'm not gonna really blend this out yet since it is so dark. If you're not really familiar with darker shades and you feel like this is a little bit too much, you can just use like a lighter brown, but so I'm gonna pack that first, and then once we get a little bit more, I will blend it out. I do think when you're using dark shades like this, using a smudge brush, like a flat brush as opposed to a big fluffy one, is easier to apply the color. Yeah, just my opinion though. So what I was trying to say before my camera died was when you are applying dark colors, the best thing to do is to take your hand, and as opposed to holding it right here, hold it back here so that your stroke on the brush is really light and gentle. The more pressure you apply, the less your color is going to blend out, and that's just kind of how it goes. But I'm going to apply a little bit more of that color. Guys, Henry is like devouring this bone in the back, and it's like grossing me out. Like, I can't even handle it. I kind of get like a little messy with the dark color at first, but I don't know. I mean, like, I'm gonna blend it out, so. Okay, so what is next? So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take the shade Peach Sherbet, just kidding, Peach Sherbet, and I'm taking this Anastasia brush. I'm just gonna be taking that shade, yeah, and putting a little bit of, what is this stuff called? Oh, Fix Plus. Guys, I'm so out of it. I don't know what is my deal. So I am focusing this light color, this like shimmery shade, and I'm bringing it on most of my lid because I want this to be like the primary focus. I don't really want it to be all the dark shades. I mean, that's nice, but that's not what I want, so. Okay, so next I'm taking the shade Deep Brown by Anastasia, which to me is honestly kind of like a black, but whatever. And I'm gonna focus on the outer corner and blend that little guy out. Now this is where you want to really be light with your hand here, because it is so dark. Like, if you get really intense with it, you could have a crazy black eye. So I'm just going to start this in the outer corner and just kind of focus that inward and lightly go up with it. So as you can see, it kind of has like that gradient effect. That's what you want. Okay, so now that my brows are done, I'm going to go into a couple options here for like starting your face for primers if you have oily or dry skin. Now, I'm sure some of you guys know I have extremely, extremely dry skin, like flaky, like you can see clumps of flakes. It's disgusting, I know. But I know a lot of people are oily. So especially with prom, you want it to like focus on like the longevity of keeping your makeup on forever, you know, yada yada. I have some products here I want to show you about what I personally like on using with oily clients. I'm not making any sense. Oily clients, yeah. So the first one is this Benefit Professional Matte Rescue. Now, this is really good. My hand's like really gross, smells makeup. It's really good for putting it in your T-zone. It feels really cool on the skin. Ooh, yeah. And it smells good too. You put it all over. I like to focus it like right here and on my forehead to kind of keep all that oil out. So one of my favorite primers to smooth out the pores is the Makeup Forever Smoothing Primer. I'm going to be using a little bit of that on my nose. Everything smells so good. Ooh, what's happening? Okay, I'm going to use this in the center of my face. Maybe I'm going to use it all over because I use way too much. Okay, cool. Am I the only person that like puts primer on and gets really red? Like, I feel like I instantly just look like a tomato when I put primer on. Okay. So I will tell you guys about the other primers that I really like for like luminosity. This one is the L'Oreal Magic Lumi Primer. It has like the light reflecting crap. Yeah. Light infused primer, and it is absolutely beautiful. And the other one is the NARS Radiant Enhancing Primer. I've been currently loving this. Actually, I might do it for my April favorites because I've been using it a lot. It just gives you a very pretty, like, iridescent, even like duochrome finish, which I really have enjoying. So, but for foundation today, I am going to be using the Dior Forever foundation. This is in the shade 30. So I'm just going to do a couple pumps, 1 or 2 or 5. And I'm going to be taking my Morphe Y6 brush from their Gilded collection. And I'm just going to be focusing this in the center of my face and go outward. I don't know what it is about Dior products that smell so good. It's funny, like before I used to self-tan, I used to watch people's YouTube videos and I used to be like, I hate that their face doesn't match their neck until they put on their foundation. And I'm like, hey, that's me now. So trying to save the skin. So now that foundation is done, for concealer, I'm going to be using the Tarte Shape Tape again. This is a darker color though. This is light medium. And I'm just going to do a little bit for me. Now, I personally, when I'm doing my concealer and I'm doing these kind of looks, I will take my concealer and do that little, like, V. As you can already see, it looks like that cat eye effect. I do that even, like, when I still have my eyeshadow on, or my foundation on, I don't really care. I'm going to go with my Beauty Blender. So, as you can see, it just gives it that really pretty, like, sharp look. And I think it looks way more, like, sleek and clean. So I'm going to do the other side. Okay, so to set my makeup, I'm going to be using the RCMA powder right here. Love the powder, hate the packaging, which I'm sure everybody says the exact same thing. Like, they need to make it like the translucent powder from like Laura Mercier, but it's okay. So if I get any excess powder, what I'll do is just take a big fluffy brush and dust it all over my face. The part that we usually like lose, like, or our makeup transfers the most is like right here, like when you're setting on your like face like that. So okay, so to contour, I'm using my Anastasia Beverly Hills. I would only contour for like things like this. I don't do it every day. I do need to find a new contour palette for wedding season, so if you guys know some, please leave them in the comment section below. I was saying before, like, a hurricane just came to my table, it's really good to make sure you're using products that are going to be good, like, on, like, photos. And I forgot to mention that, like, with primers and foundations and even, like, translucent powders, making sure there isn't a lot of flashback or any kind of, like, that white contrast. So, okay, so I need more of this powder, and it's falling everywhere. Okay. It's okay. Stay calm. So for bronzer, I'm going to let this sit for a second, but my baby, my really expensive bronzer. Now, I don't, like, do recommend spending the $50 on this, but I know that it's a lot of money and I probably wouldn't do it again. But this is what I use on pretty much every client at Sephora for prom, weddings, everything. And this is what I use on a lot of my clients now with freelance, and it is so pretty. So it is the Hourglass Ambient Light Bronzer. It looks really good in photos. So for highlight today, I am going to be using this Ofra Cosmetics Rodeo Drive highlight. Looks like this. I'm going to be on and popping, so I'm about to put a little bit of Fix Plus, which you don't even need for this highlight, but we're going to go crazy with it because it's prom, guys. Prom, and you got to have the best highlight there is. We're gonna be, oh my dear Lord. Ooh, holy smokes. Look at that glow, guys. So eyeliner is done. Looks good. Next, the problem is they don't want to be out there when I film. They want to be in here because they want to annoy me. So they have to like bring all their toys in here and they have to play, and yeah, it's really frustrating me. So anyways, lip. Obviously liquid lipstick is probably your best guess for prom, because if you want to stay on all day, you should do that. Yeah. Okay, so for lip, I'm going to show you guys two different options. I'm going to try them both on for you, but I'm going to first go with the Pure Hollywood by Anastasia. I remember when this was like what everybody wanted for their lip color. But I'm going to do a nude and then I'll do like a red. Okay. So this is what the lip looks like with the Pure Hollywood. I think it's absolutely stunning. So I realized I wanted my lashes on really quick. So these are some of my favorites for any kind of like dramatic, any dramatic event or anything you're doing. So these are the Flutter Lashes, the intoxicating ones. I'm just gonna go through and pop these suckers on. I don't know if I'm gonna do a darker lip. I really like this one. I think it suits this look. So lashes are on. I decided I'm going to show you guys one other option. This is look one. And then I'm going to show you the Anastasia American Doll. American Doll. Yeah, so I'll be right back. Okay guys, here's the final look. I absolutely love it. I personally like the red a little bit more because I feel like it's kind of out of my personal comfort zone, and I think it is very fun and feminine. It's kind of like the old Hollywood look, especially with the eye makeup. I think it's just so glowy and pretty. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope maybe you can use some of these tips with your makeup for prom. If you would like to see more, then please subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.